You've seen action films with big explosions, you've seen thrillers that keep you on the edge of your seat, but have you seen a film that blends both so effortlessly? Speed just may be one of those films. Let's get into it. This is Required Watching, where we watch the films from cinematic influencers and look at them through the lens of learning about filmmaking and how to move forward. I'm your boy Trey Epps, and today we're talking about Speed. First off, let's talk about the concept. At its core, Speed is possibly the most simple of premises. A bomb is placed on a bus and it can't drop below 50 miles an hour or it will explode. It's really not that complex, it's not that groundbreaking, but that's kind of what makes it so genius. It's the simplicity of the concept that allows the film to stay on focus. It's a ticking time bomb the entire way through, both literally and figuratively. But here's the magic. Speed takes this simple premise and turns it into an intense, pulse-pounding journey. And the film doesn't waste time with unnecessary subplots. There's no complicated character backstory, it's just a fight against time. And the beauty is that it's just straightforward, and the audience knows instantly what they're getting themselves into, and that's a lot of where the tension begins. Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock are the heart and soul of Speed. Keanu is playing a cool-headed cop, Jack, and Sandra Bullock is playing the ordinary, caught-up woman in extraordinary circumstances. And it gives this film an emotional anchor. They have chemistry, but it's not just in the romantic way. Honestly, I didn't even see it as a romantic chemistry thing until they made it that. Didn't think it needed to be shoehorned in. However, the way they handle the crisis together is incredible. There is no will they, won't they. It's just seriously about survival and trust. Keanu's calm under pressure and Sandra's vulnerability, Sandra's vulnerable yet determined attitude creates a believable dynamic, and you feel these two characters are genuinely working together to survive. They banter, of course, and it's smart and witty, but it never overpowers the stakes. It's just the right balance of humor and tension and to keep the audience engaged. And speaking of pacing, the pacing of Speed is what separates it from other action films because it feels relentless. It's a film that constantly raises the stakes, putting our characters in new and seemingly impossible situations, and I think that's what makes it brilliant. I think that the editing mirrors the urgency of the situation. There's absolutely no downtime. Every cut, every moment feels like a beat of a drum that's pounding faster and faster. You're on the edge of your seat the entire time because the film doesn't really let up. The editing never gives you a chance to catch your breath, and when you're not in the middle of a chase or a confrontation, we're getting just enough character development to keep us invested without slowing down the story. You can't have a high-stakes thriller without a memorable villain, and Dennis Hopper's portrayal as Howard Payne is perfect. He's a perfect foil to Keanu Reeves' Jack. Howard's motivations are simple. He's angry and he wants revenge. That's it. But it's his unpredictability and craziness that makes him so compelling. The villain isn't just an obstacle. He's causing chaos at every turn. A person who absolutely thrives on making people suffer. And what Speed gets right is that it never makes Howard too over the top or theatrical, right? He's not a Bond villain who's monologuing about his plans. He's someone who's pragmatic, right? He's a man with a clear goal, and he's a calm demeanor, and I think that's what makes him scarier. He's a direct challenge to Jack's methodical, calm approach, and it creates one hell of a dynamic. So let's talk about the action. Speed is known for its iconic set pieces, and rightfully so. The best scenes are particularly the one on the freeway. I think it's some of the best examples of tension and choreography in action filmmaking. But it's not just about explosions or stunts. It's about timing and precision and creating an emotional connection to each life on that bus. Sure, the spectacle is incredible, but the film is smart enough to use that action as a vehicle, pun intended, to further the narrative, right? Every action sequence in Speed feels like it's earned, and there's always a chance for more to come. Whether it's the pressure of keeping the bus moving or the emotional stakes of the characters, it's not just spectacle, it's purpose-driven spectacle. Speed comes off the back of Die Hard, and we should bring that up straight up, right? But after Speed, I think every action movie had to have a ticking clock. It had to have tight pacing, it had to have high stakes, and the film's influence can be seen even on Die Hard with a Vengeance, or The Rock, or Mission Impossible series, or there was that one about a train, bullet train, maybe. Well, I'm not saying it's the blueprint for all action movies. I do think its success, especially within the filmmaking community, allowed it to be something to point at. And the action doesn't just, it's action that doesn't just overwhelm the story, it enhances it, and it didn't leave for it to just be in the era of just meaningless action for action's sake. Speed is the reason we don't just care about the explosions in movies, but we care about what happens before and after. So is it required? Of course, without a doubt. If you're a filmmaker, writer, or anyone who loves action film, then this will be a thrilling and intelligent film for you to watch, and Speed will show you how to get it right. But if you've seen Speed, I want to know what your favorite moment is, whether it's a specific action sequence or the chemistry between Jack and Annie. Drop a comment below and tell us what makes this film so iconic, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Until next time, peace.